proudest moment is like friends and family night 2 days before we open, and like my mom's here like staring at the place, and it's like, okay, you know. I don't know, proudest moment is having people like you that have seen me throughout literally every stage of my life coming to check the place out, hanging out, you know what I mean? Having a place to literally, this is your home too, you know what I mean? Right. Call home. I'm Michael Romano, and this is my story.
Just want to introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay.
Just a quick, brief summary of who you are, where you're from, and what you're currently doing right now.
Who I am, where I'm from, and what I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we're going one by one.
You can just go ahead.
Oh, because it's going.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's going.
This is gonna be a good blooper.
Yeah, we started like 5 minutes ago.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, great.
I love you. I'm Michael Romano. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I'm operating QWNS Queens Cafe in Astoria, Queens.
And what do you do here?
I am the guy. I am the executive chef, executive pastry chef, kitchen overseer, day-to-day operations, menu development, recipe testing, making sure everybody has delicious things to start their day.
So you went to school for culinary?
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Culinary school, and at that time, did you think that it would get to this point as far as your journey? Because you have a really remarkable journey of where you are now.
Yeah.
So did you think at that point you were going to end up here, or did you just go to culinary school just to have that just in case?
So, like my first job when I was 14, freshman in high school, was in a bakery. So I knew from the jump that I wanted to be somewhat involved in food. And it was in different capacities, and after high school it was kind of like, okay, well, I want to go to school for something that I love, you know what I mean, and something that I already have some type of experience in. So I went to culinary school, and it kind of showed me a little bit more of what this field is about, but you kind of don't really understand what it's about until you're in it, until you're in the trenches. So even through culinary school, I worked in restaurants and hotels and different bakeries and things like that. And I never really imagined it growing to what it kind of grew into and really reaching the peaks that we have already. And it's only going to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now you're at a point where it's like you're at a cafe that you pretty much have started from the ground up.
Correct.
And it's only, in my opinion, just going to progress. And from what you have already told me as far as what your plans are here, it's really great. So I think that whole entire process of what you've been through, really high-end restaurants that you've been a pastry chef at, and that's really kind of something to be proud of, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's, like I said, it's been a journey. I've worked at some of the best places. I've worked with some of the best people. I've been fortunate enough to, surround myself with people that only make me want to keep getting better and better and better, and constantly keep pushing myself to progress, so that every single day, even if yesterday was a 10 out of 10, on whatever you're doing, do it a little bit better today, do it a little cleaner today, do it a little tighter. Just every single day focus on getting a little bit better than you were the day before, and that's just kind of the momentum and the mentality you have to have. You are capable of anything. The resources are there, the information is out there. In a world where you could literally access any information at any time, anywhere, the only thing stopping you is yourself.
With what you're doing now and kind of everything that you have gone through, are you satisfied with where you are at this point in your life?
Satisfaction is temporary. I feel like in the moment you can say, yeah, I'm satisfied with what I've achieved, but the thirst for achieving more is unquenchable. every single day, you know, you just want to kind of like reflect on where you were and where you came from and the things that you've achieved, because nobody can take that away from you, and it's something to be proud of and satisfied with. But tomorrow, like I'm never satisfied. You know what I mean? Like everything could always be a little bit better. Everything could always be a little bit faster, or you know, prettier, or just a little bit more efficient, whatever. So for me, it's like every single day, it's like, okay, great, now what? You know?
And what is your biggest goal that you want to achieve with all of that?
Biggest goal that I want to achieve is to give small term or big term.
Could be both. Or either.
Both. Small term, I want to give the people of Astoria something to be proud of, somewhere to come and eat and give them the best possible product that they can, you know, feel good about themselves after they've eaten something. Long term, big picture, I want to have multiple stores, multiple locations, multiple outlets for people to taste my food, multiple outlets for people to get their hands on the best possible products and the best possible environment, and just, you know, really harness everything that I stand for and just put it out.
Is there a moment in your life or in this journey of food and pastries and everything that you've gone through that really kind of made a big impact on the person you are, or really made a big impact that changed your life for the better, or could be for the other direction as well?
I would say winning Sweet Genius. You know, it was a while ago. It was at the time I didn't realize how much of the infant stages of my career I was in, and how much more growing I had to do, but it was kind of like the solidification and like the validation that like you're on the right path. Like keep going, keep doing what you're doing, it's gonna pay off, you know? And that was kind of like a pivotal moment, because like I was young, I was like at a point in my life where I was like, is this what I want to do? You know what I mean? Like, is this really the route that I want to take? Is this what I want to dedicate the rest of my life to? And then you win, and it's kind of like, okay, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. And from that point on, I honestly, I look back at it and I laugh. I'm like, what was I even thinking? You know what I mean? Like you can look back at your work and look back at where you were and reflect on how much you've grown, but like I'm looking like 10 steps ahead still, you know what I mean? Like 10 years from now, I'm gonna look back at that and I'm gonna have a really big laugh, you know what I mean? Like that was the moment where I was like, okay, this is it.
What was the biggest lesson that you learned from doing that? Or like, what was your biggest challenge while you were actually there filming that whole thing?
I mean, everything about it was a challenge, you know what I mean? From who you're up against to what are you going to be thrown at, you know, what are the elements, you know, am I going to be at my best that day? Like anything could happen, you know what I'm saying? It's a real show. I had no clue what was going to happen at all. So that was real. Nothing was like scripted in that case or whatever. But it was fun. I would do it again. Honestly, now I've been approached to do other ones and I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, well, you know, I'm undefeated right now. So so I do another one and I lose, like, no, but I don't know. I'm not so much focused on doing competitions and doing TV shows and
right.
doing all this stuff for publicity or whatever. I'm kind of just more humbled and focused on, you know, doing the right thing for this. You know what I'm saying? Doing the right thing for what I can do today.
Right. Dude, I love that. I remember watching that episode on Sweet Genius. It was Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And I was watching it with my family, and you didn't tell me the outcome of it. I don't think you told anybody the outcome of it.
Not many people.
So I'm watching it, and then it's just dwindling down, and you're still in it. And I'm like, what? Is he actually gonna win?
But like, it's funny because like I clearly knew what happened, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like, it really looks like I'm about to lose right here. Like I can. But even doing the show, I was like, first round, I was like, I'm going home. See you guys later. I'm out. I'm done. Second round. I'm out, I'm done, I'm out, I'll see you guys later, like my stuff melted, this, that, and the other thing, like I'm done. Third round, yeah, I might actually have this one, like this is okay, like I got like no problem. You know what I mean?
And what was your final dish that you had to make?
Final dish was well, the final round is the cake round. So I did a play on a strawberry shortcake or whatever, and then we had to infuse cilantro into it, secret ingredient, which like now I would be like awesome. You know, I'm like so pumped to get cilantro. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know, I feel like I've taken a more savory approach to the way I pastry. And I take a pastry approach to the way I savory, so it's kind of weird. And this is like the first project where I'm doing both.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my whole career is pastry. You look at my resume, you look at everywhere I've been and everything that I've done, it's pastry.
Yeah.
Like 98%. And then I've kind of just been, I don't know, dabbling in everything else my whole career. I'm surrounded by it. I work in restaurants, you know what I mean? Like I'm surrounded by it. I learn things, I pick things up, I come up with ideas. I've consulted before where I've helped people with their savory menus, whatever. But this is like my first go at it, where it's 100%, all of my, you know, every single piece of food is like my baby.
Right. What is your proudest moment that you've had? Oof. Could be with anything in your whole entire life.
I don't know, man. Proudest moment. It's a good one. There's like little ones throughout the day, and then there's like big ones. You know what I mean? Like proudest moment is when like the croissants come out of the oven and then like they look perfect. You know what I mean? Like they just smell good. Or like a proudest moment is like when you look out into the dining room and you see somebody like eating a sandwich or like eating a dessert and like you see on their face how much they're enjoying it. Like that's a proud moment. Like proudest moment is like friends and family night 2 days before we open and like my mom's here like staring at the place and it's like okay, you know. I don't know, proudest moment is having people like you that have seen me throughout literally every stage of my life coming to check the place out, hanging out, you know what I mean? Having a place to literally, this is your home too, you know what I mean? Call home.
Yes.
Well,
you have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
If you can have a band of just bass players,
Awesome.
who would it be?
Tim Comersford, Flea. Tim Comersford, Flea. How many people are we talking? We're talking 4?
Do 4.
4.
They each have to play
Bass.
No, so there would be one bass player, one has to play drums, one has to sing, one has to play guitar.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So the singing bass player would be Geddy Lee. The bass playing bass player would be Flea.
Okay.
The drumming bass player would be Tim Comersford from Rage Against the Machine. And the guitar playing bass player would be Les Claypool because he plays the bass like a guitar. So yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Super group.
Seriously. I mean, I feel like you could choose so many other people. That's why I wanted to ask.
There's so many. There's so many out there. Those are just like the first 4 that stuck out.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to put music in there somehow.
That was like my playlist this morning too.
I mean, like that's I'm sure still a big part of your life as well.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. All my money goes to rent and records.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know?
If you had to give one piece of advice, whatever it might be, it could deal with the business side of things, could be through a personal thing or whatever, that will help somebody who is hesitant on going after whatever they want in their life, what would that be?
Nothing that's ever worth it will come easy. Heroes don't emerge from easy situations, and legends aren't made overnight. So if it doesn't work right away, if there's a bump in the road, if there's a sleepless night, if there's a long day where you just want to quit, don't, because you'll regret it. You know, power through it, make the best out of all of your fuck ups. If you burn a tray of cookies, throw it in milk and make ice cream out of the milk. Like literally, if life hands you lemons, make lemon sorbet. Like just whatever life throws at you, just go with it. You know, you got to overcome adversity. You got to be stubborn and thick-headed. You got to really honestly put everything you have into it, and eventually it'll pay off.
Love you.
I love you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.